While sitting in class one day, a teacher asked us this question that has always stuck with me. He asked, when I say the word old, what comes to mind? As people started to give their answers like gray hairs, smelly, wrinkles, or frail, he stopped and said, you know what's sad? Almost no one said anything positive, like wisdom or fulfillment. He would go on to say, how is it that we have such negative beliefs about aging? Why don't we have hopeful ideas about something that all of us are going to participate in? This thought is what prompted my video today, and I wanted to share some of the key ingredients I learned from him and several other mentors about successful aging. If we haven't met, my name is Joe Sidaway. I'm a doctor of physical therapy, and I help older adults live their best years on their own terms. Let's dive right in. You may be coming at this video with questions in your mind about how to best take care of your health. And nothing I'm sharing is going to be new to the world. But if it helps you start to take a step towards living your best self, then it has done its job. We need 3 things to age well: stamina, strength, and sociality. Stamina or endurance is built like a good pyramid. You want a wide base or foundation and a very tall peak. I learned this from Dr. Peter Attia, who wrote a book called Outlive, which is a phenomenal resource about aging well. He explains that the base of the pyramid is the slow and steady endurance. So the ability to walk or run at a brisk pace, but you can hold a conversation and say full sentences with a friend. Actually, top performers in endurance sports, like marathons or triathlons, they actually train roughly 80% or more of the time at this level. Not super high intensity. So the peak of the pyramid, that is the fast stuff, the sprinting or the quick bursts of effort we need when all parts of our body are working as hard as they can. To age well, you need to have both of these tools in your tool belt. So what are some examples when we might need to be using either the slow or the fast? Well, the slow, for example, that's gonna be just walking around in your daily life. Say if your car breaks and you need to be able to walk to the gas station to get some gas. That's gonna take some endurance to be able to travel that distance. Not walking super fast, but you're consistently going for a long period of time. Not only does that help for things like, hey, I need to walk to the grocery store, I need to walk to the gas station. If you are able to go for long distances, your body is then engineered to be able to take in and process things like fat and to use them more efficiently. So, what about the super fast stuff? I actually use this analogy all the time when I'm working with patients. We're gonna get on the treadmill, start warming up, and then I crank up the speed super fast. Fast enough to be safe, but I know that it's gonna be a challenge. And something I always like to say is, you're on the way to the terminal to try to get to the flight to Hawaii, and they just called your group number, and so it's time for you to go. And so that's the fast pace where we gotta really do a quick burst of speed. Now, I recommend training by walking on an incline treadmill at a pace, again, where you can talk to a friend in full sentences, but they can hear that you're breathing heavier like you're exercising. After 1 to 3 months of this, then it becomes time for doing something higher intensity, like biking as hard as you can for 4 minutes, and then casually biking for 4 minutes. Repeat this cycle 4 times. I do these high intensity workouts probably about 1 to 2 times per week, and that works pretty well. When you're doing the low and slow kind of endurance training, your goal should be to do for at least 3 hours a week. Having endurance is incredible for helping to also prevent against heart disease, but to me, strength is what determines the quality of your interactions with the world around you. If you want to be able to carry your own groceries, walk up and down the stairs, get up and off the floor by yourself, play golf, pick up the grandkids, and stand while cooking dinner, then you need strength. This is how I split up strength. First is, how heavy of an object can you move? That may be picking it up, pushing it, or putting it over your head. The second category is, how quickly can you do it? This involves quick tasks like jumping. For right now, I recommend working with a professional like a physical therapist or a personal trainer. They can point you in the right direction, but make sure you practice those 2 types of strength: heavy lifting and then speed, right? Some examples that you may try to do would be doing some of the big movements that you may see in the gym, like squats, picking things up off the ground called deadlifts, right? Or maybe pressing things overhead that are pretty heavy. These are challenging exercises that are using multiple muscles, not just one isolated muscle, okay? Anytime that you can do a compound movement, which is where you have multiple muscles working together, that's gonna be better bang for your buck. When it comes to power, things like jumping or hopping are a great place to start. What I would recommend to people who are just beginning is trying to just do like little hops like you're jumping on a jump rope. That in and of itself is a great starting place for most people to get those fast twitch muscle fibers working. Last thing that you need to be able to age well is sociality. Having good relationships is strongly correlated to an improved quality of life in general, and especially as we age. You don't need to be a social butterfly or host people every single day at your house, but simply being with people is crucial for your health. I found that structured social time like going to church, meeting at a volunteer organization, or weekly games of tennis is helpful because it is predictable and a real bond can be formed. Don't forget, we are meant to be with others. It is so good for our health. So when you sit there and think about how life is going to be while you age, plan to be powerful. Plan to have the best endurance and strength and friendships you've ever had. Be bold, don't wait for permission to start. If you need some help with other areas of improving your older adult life, then check out this video here and keep watching the channel. If you have any suggestions for me to do a video on something, then please comment below. And as always, thanks for watching.